Hello, every pony. I am going to today draw and describe my method or methods of drawing. And I start off when it comes to sketching with the head, and I'm currently drawing my old Utao character, who started out as a fan-made Vocaloid. So when I'm sketching, I work from the head down. I also apologize for any noises. My cat is right next to my microphone and she is adjusting herself. Now, you can kind of see that this character has a really long, I would compare it to a trench coat. So I'm gonna shorten that. I'm just gonna change her design a little bit and make it more aesthetically pleasing to myself. Sometimes I add clothes during the sketching process of the body. Other times I wait until I finish the body. In this case, as you can see, I am drawing it as I draw the body and not waiting until the end. So, usually I just draw all of this as you see it. I don't use guidelines, which is honestly probably not a good idea. Guidelines seem to help a lot of people, and I would recommend them if they help you out. You should always try them. I tried them as a younger person when I was trying to mimic other artists circa age 14 and younger. Thigh-high boots, guys. I love it. So, I usually add hair at the end of sketching the body, which is what I'm doing now. And if you're familiar with my art, you can probably tell I like really thick and fluffy hair. It is my guilty pleasure. It is to compensate for my hair being flat and thin and straight. So, now that I have the base sketch done, I am going to do the main sketch because the style this is in is my chibi sketch style. Hello? Hello? Where did this come from? Hello? What is that? I think there's a white background behind my sketch. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but that's what happened, and I am going to have to deal with that because I'm not resketching that. Except for right now, in which I'm doing exactly what I said I would not be doing. Anyway, I usually start out with the fringe when I am actually lining or doing the main sketch. I often do the eyes either very first, before everything else, at the absolute beginning. And if it's not that, then I do them at the very end. There is no in between. Unless one of my speed paints shows otherwise, in which case I am a massive liar. Anyway, like the sketch, when I line, I go down from the top. And I usually do hair last if it's kind of a pain, in which this character's hair is a pain. It's so long. It is so long. So, I like oversized sleeves. And that is what I'm giving her because, well, she already had that. So, you kind of can't blame me. I guess I'll talk about the character. Her name was Zanarixa, which was my made up name. She was not actually named after anything. Because at this time I was 12 years old and I really liked creating my own names, which sounded like pseudo-Japanese names, and it was kind of embarrassing. And when I say kind of, I mean it was really embarrassing. My friends probably laughed at me behind my back, which hurts, but we gotta deal with it. Anyway, she followed some basics of Hatsune Miku's design, which was mostly just the whole tech theme and the thigh-high boots, which are honestly a look. Unlike Miku, Zanariksa had short shorts, as I am drawing right now. I am giving her, instead of the low-rise shorts she had before, high-rise shorts, also known as high-waisted shorts. And I will give them lines. I'll give them lines. I'll give her the same crop top she had, almost. I'll make it a V-neck. I don't like that. I should make it a turtleneck. I hope you like my tacky designs. I love them, because I am a tacky person. I've been getting into checkered trousers, if you needed confirmation. I'm personally trying to reimburse the scene look. I don't know if I used that word right, you know. And I will not stand for any corrections. Now, as you see, I'm going to be doing this nuisance hair last. Usually, to draw curlier or wavier hair, as you can see, I kind of do the same curve shape over and over. I will also add little spaces between strands of hair so that I really don't know how to describe why I do that. I just think it makes it look more realistic, and personally I like seeing that. I think it looks nice. Now is about time for the coloring. Actually, I forgot to give her heels. Now it's time for coloring. I will make... Now first, to describe it, I had the sketch layer visible, and then I lowered the opacity. Now I'm making it invisible. While still keeping it, I like to keep my sketches. So I'm going to move this layer to the top, so I may color drop the colors and have them be accurate, and when I say accurate, I mean I'm going to change them completely. So, I am giving all of the blacks a red tint. Because her color scheme was black and red, it was very warm, and I want to keep it that way, but I want to make it more aesthetically pleasing than it was before. Her coat, her shorts, her top, her hair, her boots, those are all black. Although, a lot of those had red accents, which I'm going to add right now. Which I'll use a different red and make it myself, because I will not stand for my old palettes. I honestly don't know what I want to do with these red accents, so I'm winging it here. I hope it doesn't look horrible. Fuck. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm trying to give her similar accents as what she had before. And I honestly think that is good enough. So now I will be coloring in the parts that are actually supposed to be red. Also, to select, I use the selection wand tool, and when the background is transparent and I'm not on one layer, to show you this is transparent, all of this that I colored the red over, I select merged layer in order to, I put the red on the, okay, I put those on the same layer, which I should not have done. I made a mistake, and I'm going to hell for it. I'm going to color the hair now, a darker color than the clothing. I'm going to use the selection tool for it. And what I like to do when it comes to a big area like the hair is to select everything that doesn't get colored, like this. It kind of is a nuisance because there's so much hair. I invert my selection area and I use the fill bucket. And as you can see, that really did color her hair. What else do we have? I would say a choker, but she kind of has a turtleneck on. Her skin was very orange. Let's make it a little lighter because she was supposed to be very pale. I was not good at coloring skin when I was younger. Due to color dropping anime, I would color some characters' skin straight up yellow, and as you know, we do not look like bananas. I really hope we don't. So now that I have all of the coloring, the base coloring, down, I am going to draw her eyes, which I will do a simple curve shape, another curve shape, and I will add some quick eyelashes. I often copy and paste the eyes with the occasional exception, just because I want them to be really even. Symmetry in the face is what we consider attractive after all. At least that's what science has told us, I think. I don't know, I'm not a scientist. I'll give her a cute little face to match the chibi style. This is a stylistic choice, but I like to make my characters' waterlines visible, even in a simple style, and I like to color them a shade darker than the skin. Usually on pale characters, I use a reddish or pinkish color for this. On darker characters, darker skinned characters, I will use a darker brown than their skin. So we will color her red eye first. Xanarixa had heterochromia because when I was 12 years old, I had the biggest obsession with making characters with heterochromia. Now let's do gray. I was also edgy, so edgy, and because of that, as you can tell, my characters had things like red and black color schemes. I should make that lighter. I personally add the red line on the gray eye now as a sign of some corruption in her programming, maybe. Because Xanarixa is in fact a robot. I add all of my layers to a folder because if I want to move them all at once, I can absolutely do so. And I add all of the face in a folder for the exact reason I just specified. And I did not color the eyes fully. not. The skin is not white. I need to do that. In the chibi style, I only color the lines of the nose and mouth. And the only shading in this style that I add is the features on the face. I add blush on the nose, cheeks, and I add darker tones for the lips. So the chibi is basically done, except Xenarisa has no goddamn eyebrows. So let's fix that. And I think that would be about it. Let me add some accents on the boots. I always thought the side lines of these boots were really cute, that some people would give their own characters. So I will add a background, a very simple background. I will make it white. That's the background. It's white blank space. That's my simple background. For this style, I generally make a sketchy circle. I use this pattern. Oh no, it froze. I use this pattern. I select an entire layer by holding down Control and clicking on it. If you see me do it to this folder, it selects the entire folder's contents. So I can do this. I can use the fill bucket and I can do that, if that helps anyone. I do that to cut this out of the pattern. I paste it, I lower the opacity, and I lower the opacity. I'm going to add some filters. I often add purple at 10-15% on the layer mode called screen in Sci 2, which lightens a picture. And then I often like to use red at a lower opacity and turn the layer mode to overlay, which heightens contrast, raises saturation. So that would be about it. I don't add my signature to this style because it's so simple and I don't think many people are gonna be stealing it. I think if anything they're gonna trace it, and that's not gonna, well, a signature is not gonna matter if it gets traced, so I shouldn't give that advice. You should sign everything you make so everyone knows it's yours. Anyway, that would be about it for my artistic process when it comes to this particular style. I hope you liked the video and thank you for watching. So, goodbye.